baby doll. Hold on, let's do this. Oh, I thought Ryan was here. Hold on. Oh, it's not Tavern Talk. I'm messing everything up. Welcome to the Leafcast. Hi, this is Brother Dan. I'm here. It's Wednesday. Ryan should be here any second. They're battling tech monsters. This is the first time reader show where we talk about The Wheel of Time, Robert Jordan's epic fantasy series. We're on book 14. That's The Towers of Midnight. And we're talking chapters 32 through 35. But you're not here to talk to me. You're here to talk and listen to our first time readers. So let's bring them on right now. First time readers, they chat. First time readers, they chat. First time readers, they wear. Ooh. Happily ever after. I think it's gonna
be unlikely.
We'll see. We'll see how happily ever after we turn out. Hi everyone. We're welcome back. I hope everyone had a good weekend. We were off last week, so I've missed you. I was at JordanCon last weekend. That was a great time. Saw a bunch of our friends in chat. It was fun, man. It was real fun.
I was bummed to have missed it. I'm still recovering.
I think you chose wisely. Yeah. Better safe than sorry. That's what I always say. But yeah, fuck it, man. Let's just jump in, I guess. Let's just jump in. Oh.
Morgantron and Gilderstern.
All right. Anything fun happening with you, Josh, before we jump into the books?
Let's see. Anything fun? I feel like there's been fun things. Not in the last week. But things are good.
All right.
You're okay. Had some old friends come back into town that have been gone sabbatical for a while. So that's been nice.
Well, that's cool.
What else? I cooked a Serbian roast pork with beer the other day. Serbian style roast pork with beer. That was really fucking good.
How is Serbian pork cooked? Do you just cook it in beer?
It's like it's pork shoulder with the skin on. So it gets like crackling on the top of it, and you cook it with beer. Like you basically like slow roast it with a beer glaze. Fucking delicious.
Are we doing a new show, guys? Serbian meat talk.
Cooking with puppets.
Dan, you're muted. All right.
No, Ryan, you're muted.
You wish.
You're muted. Yeah, we were.
I do wish. Actually, you're right. You're right.
A new segment called "Stall for Time."
Do we have a female first-time reader joining us tonight?
Yeah, she's working on it. She's having tech issues also. All right, guys, let's do it.
I'm kind of having those shitty tech issues too. Personally.
Oh, I was wondering what's going on. Let's talk more rock.
No, yeah,
the puppets are getting invaded. I think it's the tariffs.
I believe so.
Terrorists?
Yeah. Gigabyte terrorists. Dan, you're muted again. Odd. All right, so Josh,
Ryan,
what episode are you on?
I don't know. 6 maybe? I haven't watched 6.
All right.
Or maybe I just watched 6. I don't know. Whichever the one where Rand tries to bring the girl back to life, which is a low blow that they use that little girl for that scene.
Oh yeah, Dan called it.
Low fucking blow.
Dan
Well-
instantly like, oh, that girl's dead.
Yeah.
I'm sure it wasn't lost on Josh that Rand has toe for her squash.
Yes, that's correct.
Squash.
Yeah. She was squashed.
Uh-huh.
Oh, well.
Dan's favorite joke. Oh, you mean what's going
Yeah,
on there?
no.
Squash is delicious.
What's your favorite way to squash a squash? Or mash a squash?
Grilled.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, by far the best.
With butter? With
No butter. Olive oil,
Olive oil.
smoked
My
paprika.
least favorite cartoon character is olive oil.
Beef tallow.
Beef tallow is not terrible.
Do you think they got the
Or
idea for
bacon
Plastic Man from olive oil, Dan?
Say again?
Do you think they got the idea for Plastic Man from olive oil?
I do.
Plastic Man?
Oh yeah.
Okay. Not sure I follow, but okay.
Yeah, no, he was an industry plant to promote plastics to children. It was great. He stretched. He could reach anything.
Plastic Man.
He could
This is
reach
great.
anything.
You could reach anything.
You know what? I'll be right back. Sorry.
Okay, what you got?
God damn it.
What you got, Willis?
I think, Josh, you need to like get IT the show up a little bit. We're struggling. All right, so this is Plastic Man. Does that look familiar at all?
Yeah, I know Plastic. I know who Plastic Man is.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. I just didn't understand what olive oil. How does olive oil have anything to do with it? You think that olive
They
oil
would, like-
character and
They would,
Popeye was
like, grab onto her.
purchase of olive oil?
They would like grab on her hands and feet and stretch her out, and she was all super, super stretchy.
He was super stretchy. That's true.
And then they would throw her around, and she was like all wobbly, like just like a noodle.
Yeah.
Popeye. Yeah,
I know.
Okay. Olive, blow me down. Speaking of blow me down, let's get
Blow
into
me down.
this. Hopefully Kay can join us as soon as she can. But
I
yeah,
hope so.
let's jump into it.
We need that woman here.
Chapter 32 is called A Storm of Light. It is Rodel Iturralde point of view. It has the Trolloc who's fighting the power.
Okay, I do have to say, much to your dismay, I may have read past the end of the chapters that we're doing today. So
Okay.
if I reveal that along the way, know that is true. I have read up to chapter 37.
We did 32, 33, 34, 35.
So I read 2 chapters beyond this show.
Okay. Yeah, we're stopping
just
where
a heads
Perrin gets the dream spike.
Well,
Yes.
All right, Dan. What should the punishment be? He's breaking. That's
Yeah,
a
and
cardinal rule to
Ryan-
be broken. Like sacrosanct rules being broken.
When I was lying in bed sick, I needed something to do, and I ended up reading some chapters.
just play with yourself.
yeah,
Jesus.
just wank it. You know, Ryan, I feel like we are the the appellate court, and Josh here's Trump, and we're like, hey, nope, you gotta stop. And he's like, oh yeah, make me.
He's like, "What are you doing? How is that?"
Yeah, what are you gonna do if I don't?
Pushing it.
You can't prosecute me.
Can't prosecute him. No, you're immune. Yeah,
Oh,
diplomatic
better.
immunity.
Get back down there.
All right, so Rodell is
Oh.
in Meridon. And Meridon is burning. He has changed tactics. He is no longer trying to save the city. He is now just using the city. And he is trying to kill as many Trollocs as he can in the process. It says that he personally has about 30 archers and a company of cavalry. Oh, we have to... Oh. Matt Dagger!
Yeah.
All right, challenge accepted.
Jamming.
What is your favorite Pearl Jam album, Josh?
I don't like Pearl Jam.
10 or Versus?
Probably Versus.
Okay. That's a good call.
I prefer Nirvana over Pearl Jam.
Brother.
That's the divide, right? You can't like both.
No.
That's-
Yeah,
It's sacrosanct to like both.
like there was no sophomore slump, right? Like a lot of bands, their second album is booty.
This is true.
No, it's. I think it's a symptom, not.
You're right. Liking Nirvana is a symptom of dark friendom.
No, hating Pearl Jam.
I see. Very well. Very well.
Remember how like everyone thought that Eddie Vedder was singing a song about how his mom tried to abort him and how his hand was supposedly like all messed up because it was a botched. Ryan, do you ever hear this?
Which song?
I think it was I don't know.
What?
Black?
I
don't know, one of those. But remember how he would sing and his hand kind of did that weird thing? And so someone told me, he's like, oh, yeah, no.
That's from the botched abortion?
It was a botched abortion. That's what I heard.
Like they're pulling him out by the hand and he's like, no! And he pulls back.
Yes. He punched.
The fishing
he punched
hook
the
just got
vacuum.
the hand.
He punched the vacuum. His hand got stuck in there, like it just clogged the vacuum up.
Yeah, I think so. It was
No,
somebody-
but I remember he was like that song.
Pretty
Black,
disturbing.
and he's like he talked about the look, and everyone knows it was his mom's vagina. The look,
That is really quite.
you know it. Now I can't see. I
All right.
just stare. No, that's I'm going. All right.
All right. Right, keep going.
I'm
Lay it on
still
the front.
alive. You are. No one wants this. No one wants this, man. They come for insightful, intelligent discussions about metaphysics, character arcs, prose analysis. That's why they're here, Dan.
And then
Let's
sometimes you
Bring it
show
on,
up.
baby. Bring it on, baby.
And then sometimes I talk. Yes, mother.
Ryan, do you have a
Dan's
ring
right-
light?
Dan's riding high on the hog. He was a star.
Ryan, do you have a ring light?
Who was a star at Jordan Con?
Brother Dan, apparently you missed out. Dan fucking
No.
killed it.
It was
Oh, yeah,
a
they're-
great show.
How many
Let's go
high
on.
fives, man?
All right.
Tell us about the show, though, Dan.
It was a
Dan
good show. We did
Watchnary.
Watchnary.
Bolo Bolo.
It's our 4th year doing it. And it was fun, man. It was a good
Yeah. Who
Yeah.
drew?
Joe O'Hara from Twatcast
Yeah,
was our
Joe.
only captain. And he's a talented guy.
We haven't seen Joe on here in a while.
I know. When
Yeah.
we moved days, he basically you can't do 2 nights out away from the kids.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I understand.
Miss him.
But yeah, we got to see him. He and he drew for us. And then I was on his panel after, doing a dating game style game. It was fun.
Cool.
So Rodell's tired. He's taking down Trollocs. He's kicking ass and taking names. Yeah, he forgot his pen, so he's no longer taking names. He's just kicking ass.
He's just kicking ass.
He's just kicking ass. He's archers are taking him out. They plan to do plan number 6. It's the riskiest of plans. And then because they hear a whole bunch of people outside, they're like, oh fuck, more Trollocs. But guess what? It's not Trollocs. It's good guys.
Yeah, that's pretty cool.
Saldeans. It's Davern Bashir and a whole bunch of guys. And our boy Rand. They go and are talking to Rodell, and Rodell's like, ask about his friend Yoli. And they're like, yo, Yoli. Yoli was badass, but Yoli did not make it.
I thought he said Yodelehi who?
Yodel. And they're like, Yodeli, the general. And he's like, oh.
That was a bad joke.
Thank you. I was muted for a second. It would have been better if I got in like 5 seconds earlier.
Yeah, maybe.
Ryan, I underlined something as a Taishar. I don't even think I want to do it. These chapters were hard. You know what? Fuck it. I don't have that many. I want to do it.
Oh, I'm ready. Wait. I was checking Discord. Here it comes.
The queen, for what's been done to him. She's always been fond of him. Tashar.
Works.
All right.
Yeah.
I added that because it was the last letter from. The queen.
See, it was great.
It was great. No,
yeah,
no
sausage. Rules.
Sausage.
Dan,
right.
Rules, Dan. Rules are rules.
Let's see. He's like, all right. Bashir and Rodell, they're like, all right, time to get the fuck out. This is bad. We see all those Trollocs. There's like more Trollocs coming than we've killed. It's obviously time to go. They're like, yeah, Rand al'Thor, what a jerk, right? And he's like, you're right. And they're like, oh shit. Actually, he says, if the Force gets past us, there won't be anything in Saldea or Eridomen that can stop it. Please tell me the Lord Dragon made peace with the Shanshan as he promised. He's like, and Rand's like, no, I didn't. Thanks for pointing that out.
Thanks for asking.
Failed there too. He begs forgiveness. He's like, Rodell, you're a stud. What you done here was amazing. Please forgive me. I let you down. I promised you something and I didn't really deliver. He's like, what you did here was a miracle. You're fantastic. And he's like, you probably lost a lot of friends. And Rodell's like, well, yeah, thanks for noticing that. And Rand's like, all right, bitch, the shadow shall not have the city. He's like, come with me, my 2 maiden friends. He just walks down. He's got his brown cloak on. The Trollocs are just like, yeehaw! We are all thousands of us are gonna kill these 3 people. You guys ready? Let's go get those 3 people. And all the Trollocs run down. And Rand, it says, and they started to die. It says Rand al'Thor raised one hand, then thrust it palm forward toward the ride of Shadow Spawn, and they started to die. He starts doing so many weaves and gate things that
so cool.
Nave's like, I've never seen that shit. Yes, Ryan.
No, I was enacting it. Palm forward.
Oh, okay.
Nice.
Yeah, Nave's like, I've never seen so many weaves at once. He's like a Dragon Ball Z character. Oh, I've never felt so much power. And his eyes like twitching.
Juggling more balls.
He's going Saiyan. He's like, I can't track them all. He's a storm of light and stream of power. The wind was whipping his clothes around. Last time we saw the wind whip around him, his clothes didn't get affected. Do you remember that? He was on Dragon Mount.
Yeah, he was on Dragon Mount. Yeah,
his hair was all messy, but his clothes were all still here.
Isn't that how the cloaks on the
Warders.
No, not the warders.
Fades.
Murderall are too. They just hang like still.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I think that was a god damn it, what a pull. That's a long ago pull. I think they stopped really focusing on that after book one, but
Yeah.
Right.
what? Yep. Mm-hmm. Are you feeling verklempt?
Oh God,
You getting a little lightheaded there, Dan?
This one's nice.
Uh-oh, getting lightheaded. Uh-oh.
Screamed, moaned, howled. Iturralde found himself trembling. Shy.
Okay.
Nice.
Okay, I guess.
Yeah, I mean. Rand himself seemed to be glowing. He makes nature, like there's great water spouts kind of pulling people, like tornadoes. He's making tornadoes just whip up Trollocs up in the air.
Someone like death discs or something, discs of death, spirals of death or something. Death spirals.
I think they said death. Let's see, what do you call them?
I have a hard time remembering what I just read a couple days ago, and Josh is like, "Oh, back in book one, didn't?"
Yeah. It was. He says it was a masterwork, a terrible, destructive, wonderful masterwork. And at last he stopped.
That's basically then. After sex with my wife, I look down. I say those exact words.
Sorry, my female cat was looking for the male cat that was outside, and she was not happy.
I heard her. She was all horny.
She was not happy.
Did you just go kick her?
No, I brought the other cat inside, and now she'll be fine.
Are they boning?
No, they're brother and sister, but they did bone and made babies that were really fucked up because they're inbred and their parents were inbred.
Oh,
it was like the fourth generation of inbreeding. These were not my cats, to be clear. They are foster cats, and the guy whose cats they were, when we got them, it was their kids, which was the boy and the girl, and he couldn't afford to get them fixed. And that girl was about to go into heat. And so we had to adopt the kittens out separately because that would have been like literally the fifth generation of inbreeding, and one of them had wobbly cat syndrome. It was a fucked up situation.
That's a funny name, though.
It is.
Wobbly is a funny name.
Wobbly cat syndrome.
I can imagine that's like a toy from the 80s. You get a wobbly cat.
Wobbly cat, get the wobble cat.
It just says wobble cat, wobble cat, wobble cat.
Totally.
Doesn't do much. Just makes you feel bad for it.
Mom, can you get some Cinnamon Toast Crunch and some wobbly cat? Rand al'Thor kills all the Trollocs, and they go to address the scream that they heard. They go up to the old Torquemine place.
The old Torquemine place, eh?
And Lord Torquemine pulled his eyeballs out.
Oh,
Lady Torquemine jumped to her doom.
So were they doc friends then? Doc friends.
Well, that's what Bashir says. She said. He says. Hold on. She says. She jumped. The light, that terrible light. I cannot watch it. I cannot. Great Lord, where's your protection? Where are your armies to rend, your swords to strike? It killed me. That light killed me. And Bashir's like, God damn, my own cousin. Dirty dark friend.
Yeah.
Dirty dark friend.
Gosh, while you were reading it, did you have to like squint a little bit from the light?
No. That's only Dan.
Dan's a trooper of the light. I'll vouch. I'll die on that cross.
Hey, man. It rules
Maybe you
rules.
should.
Right?
Look, I mean, I've been trying to tell Dan to lower his lighting for a long time, and he just won't.
He's
But
woke.
he loves that pale glare. He's like, I'm Rand, baby.
I'm Rand, bitch.
I'm late game Rand. Oh, that's
Do you like that better? I can't even read my book now. Oh.
Well, Ryan doesn't have to read his book because you do all the fucking reading, so that's why he can have his lighting set nicely because he's a fucking punk ass bitch.
Yeah, punk ass bitch. Ryan, you gonna take that?
Oh no, yeah. No, I need backup. Are you ready to come in? Back up.
Back up. Back it up. Back it in.
I don't think so.
No, we'll get the thumbs up. No, just first off, punk ass bitch. 90s, circa 97. Thanks. You should, come up with something new.
No, I wouldn't.
Damn, remember I used to say shit, bitch, motherfucker.
Shit, bitch, motherfucker. Yeah. And you would do the reverse middle finger and go, "You're not worth a fuck."
Yeah.
Really? You were so. Oh my god,
so
you were so cool, Ryan.
It was dark, Ryan.
Total fucking cool guy.
You're not worth the fuck.
Yeah, like that. Nice, right?
Nice.
You like that? You like that?
I love that, Ryan.
All right, so we get a Min point of view. Min's hanging out on her windowsill in the Stone of Tear, just reading. And
just reading.
Rand comes home.
Hi, honey. I just murdered 1 million Trollocs.
She's like, "What happened?" Well, Rand doesn't even talk. They're like, "The Khan kicked ass, took no names." So awesome. They're like, "Remember when Rand al'Thor used to take names? Not anymore, baby." He just kicks ass. He gained much G today. Bashir comes out and Ryan. All right. Right. Right.
Did we lose him?
Right. Right. You there? Right. Okay. Bashir came a lean Dom.
Okay. Okay, Dan, are we doing the and the laugh?
I do it all.
Fuck.
Ryan.
I hate it all.
Uh-huh.
Jesus.
There's a good one in here. Let's see. Rand's like, "Yeah, I got mad and I didn't think I can get mad anymore. That's crazy, huh?" It's like, yeah, the Dark One wanted to take me like right there and I almost let him. I gotta kind of be careful.
Drink.
It came too close to a confrontation between us. And he tells Bashir, he's like, just so you know, man, yeah, I killed all those Trollocs, but I'm not going to be doing any Trolloc killing. This is your war. I'm gonna be elsewhere. I'm gonna be doing shit. So just so you know.
Just because I showed up this time and kicked ass doesn't mean I will again.
He's like, "Time for me to rest." And they're like, "Well, Catswain wants you." And he's like, "All right, take me to her." He goes to see her. But before that, they're having a little conversation about Kalendor. Min is baffled. She's reading 2 separate prophecies, Josh.
Mm-hmm.
One from the Jedi prophecy that says, quote, "And the blade will bind him by twain." He's like, "Yeah, 2 women, no sweat. I need 2 women for the circle."
Mm-hmm.
But she says there's another phrase from the Karathian cycle. Anyways, I think the Kalendor might be flawed beyond that. I think it might Rand, I think it might make you weak, open to attack if you use it. He's
Right.
like, huh, that's probably how I get killed then, huh? That's okay. Good job. She's like,
you're not dying. No, I
Luby,
want.
stop, Luby.
Looby, loo.
And he says, men, he says, I almost believe that you'll do it, men. Perhaps I'm not the one the pattern bends around, but you. Is there some validity to that with her viewings and such?
Maybe. Yeah. It's definitely interesting to think about.
They go see Cadswain. Cadswain is there. They bring Iturralde, and Iturralde's like, what? What? You're here? And what do you know? It's King of Erdomen. What's his name? His name is, it's not Matrim Stepanos, but I don't know. It's King. Yeah, a guy had a large beak of a nose, regal clothing, long gray hair fell loose to his shoulders. But anyways, they're like, yeah, we got him. Got him. There you go. And Rand's like, Grendel never had him. I never killed him. That's good. That's it. That's pretty much how it ends. I don't know. Is there anything to talk about in this?
I did love that he figures that out. Like,
that they kind of that the White Tower was collecting monarchs.
Yeah.
Yeah, he says, well, it wasn't too much of a leap to wonder if they might have done that with other monarchs. And if they sent sisters to Erdomen a season months ago before any of them knew of gateways, they should have gotten trapped in the snow on the return trip. So he just found them in the snow?
Found them in the snow.
That's rad. They're like Pokemon.
Cool.
Oh, they're like Pokemon. You gotta collect them all. Okay, yeah. Matrim was Ilian's king. Aslam. Assalamu alaikum.
Assalamu alaikum.
Ansalam. That's who it is. Yeah. Rand, any thoughts on Rand killing the Trollocs or his powers? His anything?
I mean, it's pretty impressive what he did, you know?
Mm-hmm.
And I feel like it is showing us like how he's going to react in the future. Kind of like the scale at which he'll be able to fight at the last battle, which is cool. So,
yeah, he says that he was wary about doing this ever again because he's like, I gotta go to Shaiogul. Can't be in stupid Meridon. I gotta go.
Right.
Gotta go to the Big Apple. Shaiogul.
Shaiogul, baby.
City that never sleeps. All right. Well, that's chapter 32. That was fun. Rand is powerful, and that's what the chapter is named after, a storm of light. And it's, you know what? If we do a bunch of those, maybe we'll make an archive.
Yeah.
Storm of Light Archives.
Storm of Light Archives. Very Brandon Sanders.
I never put that together.
Chapter 33 is called A Good Soup, aka Progresso. What?
Good soup.
Campbell's. It's good soup. This starts off with a swan.
Panera.
This is what's that? Panera. Okay. It's a bisque. It's a swan point of view, and she's the one eating the soup, and the soup is the bomb. It's just vegetables, broth, and chicken, but just like Mom used to make. She is sitting with Egwene and Nynaeve. Nynaeve is given her report about all the things that have been happening. And Egwene still doesn't know that much, man.
Right.
Like, she's still learning. She doesn't really still believe that. She's like, okay, I guess the taint's been cleansed. And Nynaeve's like, well, yeah, I was there, and it was very hard. It was super hard. She's like, okay, I guess. I like how she kind of turns the authority of power back onto her. Nynaeve does speak a little truth. She goes, if it matters, Rand didn't approve the men bonding women.
Mm-hmm.
And Egwene goes, it doesn't matter to me if he did or didn't. The Asha'man are his responsibility. And she says, as the Aes Sedai who chained him and beat him are yours, mother. He's like inherited from Hawaii, but
yes.
Maybe. Yeah. Biden was the worst in history. You know how much she has to fix to make the White Tower great again?
A lot.
There he goes. This show's very distracting tonight. I'm trying to hold on. They're talking about Rand and the changes that he is. But Egwene still doesn't really believe it. They're worried about the deaths in the tower, and they're like, all right, we got to put this plan in motion. They've been teaching people to go into Teleranria. She's been teaching some of the sisters for this ambush that she has planned.
Spreading the right rumors. Yeah. I mean, I did love how this goes back and forth between the two of them, and how like Egwene's mind is. Oh, yeah, this might come from later chapters, but how Egwene's mind is blown when she sees Perrin in the wolf dream.
That's later. That's not this chapter.
Yeah, that's the following chapter after this group. But yeah, like I said, yeah, very cool back and forth, and just very interesting depth.
Mm-hmm. And it's an elaborate thing. She's having wind finders there. Well, hello, Kay.
Hello.
Hi. I had no idea what to expect with this situation here, so that was a bit too close.
I think
Can you
it's
hear
great.
me?
Yes, we hear you. Okay. Great.
Cool. Hi.
Hello.
How's it going?
Oh, fine. I'm glad you're here.
The tech.
We're on chapter 33.
All right, cool.
And we're just starting it.
Yeah.
We're talking about Egwene is with Nynaeve and Swan, and they're talking about the plan. They're talking about Rand. I'm just talking. And they want to get Masana. They're like, we got to bring out Masana. That's the whole thing. Egwene is weird in this chapter, guys. They're like, she's like, the simple fact remains that I am the one among us who is most expert in Teleranria. You two are skilled, true, but I have more experience. Blah, blah, blah. I don't know. She's weird. She's changed a little bit. Maybe power's gotten to her head.
Just a little bit, maybe. You know.
No,
what do you?
I have a few tie shards here, so I might have to wait until Ryan comes because I'm gonna bust them all out one time. You guys are gonna be tie shard all over, just sloppy with tie shards by the time I'm done.
Yeah, buddy.
So yeah, they're trying to trap Masana, and they're just plotting, and then it jumps to Perrin, and Perrin is training in a nightmare. He's trying to figure out how to get out of the ocean. He's like, this isn't real. I'm in Camelin. This isn't real. This isn't real. This isn't real. And it works, and then it doesn't, but then it does.
Yeah, pretty cool.
There were
learning to fight in the nightmare, you know.
Right. It was scary though. If you believe that it's real, it seems very scary. There's monsters. There's things right out of the water. You're gonna drown. Like all these things that are very scary. And must be hard to just tell yourself it's not real. But he succeeds. And then they go searching for another. I mean, it's just a little tiny training montage.
Just a tiny one.
Hopper's like, you grow strong, young bull. And he's like, I still take too long. God, I gotta get better. Okay, let's go find another nightmare. They're all over the place.
Have you guys ever seen that parody song that was done for Jon Snow for Game of Thrones? Where it's like, you know nothing, Jon Snow. And it's like this great little parody song. Like it like cuts to Tyrion and he's like, I'm failing over brooding, brooding over failing over brooding over failing over brooding over. It was like it's so funny and like witty and epic. I was just thinking about Perrin during this. Like, what do they call him? Little Cub?
Young bull.
You know
Young
nothing, young bull. Little Cub, young bull. Potato, potato.
Little cub.
Little cub, you come here.
No, but there's and there's one part in like later in the Perrin stuff where he like says something and it just made me think of like the part in Game of Thrones where he goes, I do know some things. Jon Snow's like, I do know some things, which is cut into the parody song as well. And so it's like, you know nothing, Jon Snow. I do know some things.
Oh.
And Perrin is just such a, I do know some things.
Yeah, he is kind of.
It's my comparison for the moment, even though I don't think he's anything like Jon Snow.
Perrin now is like, they're like, hey, Perrin, why are we doing this? Because I said so. So there.
Take that.
Take that. Let's jump to Gawain. This is Gawain POV. He is in the garden, the royal gardens with his sister. These gardens are badass, and these are the gardens where apparently Rand had first fallen in.
Oh, where he fell over the wall, right?
Oh, so long ago. Book 1.
Oh, so long ago.
She's like, yeah, Rand did something to put top Dragon Mount. I don't know exactly. He's like, yeah, he fucked you, didn't he? And she's like, yeah, but but don't say anything. I mean, duh, of course, but don't. I mean, duh. Dragon Reborn babies here. You don't want to, advertise that.
Yeah.
Don't want to tell nobody about that. I love how she like knocked him into the water off the dock.
Mm-hmm. He's like, you shook the dock. She's like, I stepped onto it forcefully. I'm a vigorous person. I have a forceful stride. He's like, that's a lie. And she's like, no, it's creative truth. It's alternative facts, as Kellyanne Conway would say. She's like, I'm a nice guy now, so this is how we talk. Duh. They row out onto a pond in a boat. They're just kind of hanging out, but it's kind of, it's dumb. It's just not even that big, but it's kind of cool to be out in the water. They could use a little wind, but
use a little wind, yeah.
Need a little wind here. Let's see.
I mean, it is pretty impressive how Gawain comes to some self-awareness here. That
She asked him, "Why are you here?" She's like, "Yeah. I kind of wanted you. But, I mean, if you want to be the captain, the general of the guards, or whatever, you got it. You don't have to be the first sword or whatever. Why are you here? Why are you here?" He's like, man, I don't know. She kicked me out. I don't know. I don't know what I want. Let's see. He said, he says, for a time, I was sure that I needed to be with Egwene. She seems to have moved beyond needing me.
Right.
And Elaine's like, no, what she needs is someone she can just trust implicitly. He's like, well, gee.
Gawain is like a name you figure out how to like come up with that name while you're like chewing gum. You're just like,
totally.
Oh, wait, what do you want to name him? I don't know. Gawain.
It's like, yeah, it's like if you are, if you're chewing and yawn at the same time, it's a Gawain.
Mm-hmm.
What happened?
That's a Gawain.
It's a Gawain. Yeah.
Right.
That's a
They both think that Morgase is still dead. Right? He's like, I hate him. Like, why? It's like, because he's a tyrant. They're like, but they're like, yeah, for what he did to Mom. She's like, he didn't do shit to Mom. But they still don't even know that. Like, seriously.
Right.
But he says perhaps Elaine was right. Perhaps Althor hadn't had anything to do with Morgaze's death. And if he had, Gawain would never prove it. So, well, there they go.
Kind of accepts it. That's nice to see.
Yeah. And so he says, she is right. We're done, Althor. From now on, I care nothing for you. Do you think this is truth?
I mean, he's trying his best.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Yeah, it's about as convincing as when they're shooing old Yeller away. Get out of here! Go back to your home. Or is that old Yeller? Maybe that's another situation. Get go. Well, I don't love you anyway.
Well, Elaine's busy. She gets off the boat. She goes, does some stuff. Gawain just checks out his cool new knife. And people are like, yo, who is it? Morel. Morel has seen one like it before. And she kind of tells him what the story of that knife.
Yeah.
Apparently it's a blood knife owned by the Blood Knives. It's like the band Bad Company having an album named Bad Company. And the hit song is called Bad Company. So the Blood Knives, it says, he says they're Shanchan assassins. He said he had been born with the honor until his blood turned against him. What does that mean?
Killed him.
He says his family? He's like, no, his blood.
Like one of the Forsaken. Like, are you talking about when he gets stabbed? The blood knife?
Yeah, he's just looking at the knife and one of the old Damane or Soldam are like, yeah, I've seen that knife before. It's the people weren't trying to kill you, because if they were, you'd be dead.
You'd be dead.
That's what they do. Yeah. You'd be dead. Well, okay.
Very well.
Yeah, and all these old Damane and Soldam, like, or Soldam rather, specifically, all want to be called, like, to a person. They still see themselves as dangerous. They still see themselves that they, they're genetic freaks that need to be called. Dangerous people.
It is interesting.
Let me see. You know what? I'm just gonna go through the Taishar list here. I don't think back
do it.
He's gonna. I was waiting for a pause so that I could tell you. Just go for it, Dan, because he's busy right now.
Okay.
With Layla, so sorry.
Okay. Quote: came only to her shoulders. All right. Quote: hard. Quote:
that's it. Just the word hard?
Yeah. Oh, no, I blew it. No. Hard. Perrin began to rise. Okay, there we go.
Okay, good. There we go.
Quote: choked off as he gulped in a mouthful to salty? Gulped in a mouthful of salty.
Wow.
Okay.
Quote: the spray hit Perrin, then dried immediately. Quote: every time I enter, it takes me a few minutes to regain control. I need to be faster.
Nice.
And quote: those women had their fingers on me.
Nice.
Right.
Yeah. Okay, I've got one, I think, maybe two. But, all right, we need to figure out how to spread.
Okay.
Gross. Egwin shook her head and took a sip, which you have to envision a whole scenario for that one, so it's weak. But
No, I'm for you.
all right. Well, anyway, that's all I got.
Well,
Nice.
She up
Ryan
there
does
at
this
13th floor. Are we moving on? Are we done with
I'm doing
one?
that for you. There you go.
Oh, look at that.
No, we're
Nice.
still on 33. We're almost done.
Dan uses buttons.
I used
Could be like a whole segment.
So we learn about what did you learn about the blood knives?
What did I learn about the blood knives? Josh, what did we learn about the blood knives?
I mean, so we learned that they don't have weaknesses. They said. He says, "Well, I guess we just gotta light a large number of torches." She says,
They use
"You cannot have
Terangrial.
light without shadow."
We learned that they use Terangrial rings, which we kind of knew because we saw them when. I mean, I did ask a few shows ago what happened to the blood knives that went to the White Tower.
Mm-hmm.
Of
Because
course.
they were supposed to stick around and kill people.
It seems like they live for about a month.
Yeah, apparently. I thought it was less long than that. We know that one of them got killed during the battle, right, by Gareth Bryn.
Mm-hmm.
Or maybe didn't get killed, but
No.
Swan... Fuck, what happened exactly? They killed themselves? Or no, it was holding a pin that had poison on it, and Bryn killed it, right?
Yeah, Bryn killed him because he did get past him.
Terangrial rings. Yeah, I mean, it's weird that they all decided to converge on Egwin, and that. So, I guess we also realized that they were the ones killing the sisters, not a Forsaken, which is why they were using knives instead of divine power. Remember?
Okay.
So
Is that how the sisters have been killed, with knives?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yeah, remember we learned that when Gawain went with the other dude, the warder, who he liked, into in the scene of the detective scene, the Sherlock Holmes scene that we had in this book.
Yes. With Egwin, right?
With Egwin.
Yeah.
Trishar?
Please.
That's enough of that, Demiana said. I trust you have what you wish, Lord Jacond. Yes, thank you, Gawain said, disturbed.
Oh. All right. Gawain gets a letter from Egwin saying, more or less, you left and you weren't supposed to, dummy. I'm very displeased. Bring your fat white ass back to the White Tower. He's like, yeah, I got a return message. Give her this knife.
Mm-hmm.
Tell her that the Shanshan are coming for her. It wasn't a Forsaken at all. It was Shanshan. And
Shinies.
And I was right. But I'm not going back. Not yet. It says, quote, at the end it says, quote, she had said she didn't need him. She would have to do without him for a while then. So there. You wouldn't go back now. Not now. It's where it ends.
It's such a push-pull, like, little relationship there. It's such a like, yeah, I don't want you around. No, wait, come back. I order you to come back. In fact, formally, by letter.
They are
from the Amerlin.
They are still like late teens, early 20s.
And we do learn that this wasn't actually Egwin who wrote this, right? So,
we do learn that?
Yeah, we learned that later on, that it was her keeper who wrote the message, because she's like, oh, I bet she wrote that message in a kind of condescending way.
Okay.
Because I remember she says, yeah, let's write another letter, but let's make it nicer this time.
Yeah.
All right.
Let's jump to chapter 34. It's called Judgment. And it's Perrin. Perrin on his way to trial. He has his armies with him. He finds out that the gateways, if they walk, down a few hours, then the gateways work. And Perrin is like, okay, it seems like the dome that I'm seeing in the dream world in this location is pretty much the same thing that's fucking with us here. And if we get outside the area of the dome, then suddenly our gateways work.
So everything starts working, right?
He deduces that someone is trying to capture them or trap them, trying to have the White Cloaks and his armies fight each other, and then the Dark One's going to come in and kick all their butts. Which is, a valid concern.
Definitely a valid concern.
Let's see. And he's worried. He thinks that this thing might be hidden in the Wolf Dream, which is the metaphysics of this is a little odd. Do you want to get into it at all? We have a physical object that they take into the dream world that works in the dream world. It's a terangrial, I guess, or something.
Can go back and forth between the real world and we did see Slayer take it, we saw Slayer take it from one of the Forsaken, right? And disappear with it. So
he was given it, right?
Yeah, was given it and then seemingly disappeared into the dream world with it. So it does make sense that it's really there. It's fully there in the dream world and not in the real world.
Go ahead.
I guess I thought that the dome thing, like I interpreted it as helping him to, and I know I'm like way wackadoodle off on a lot of these things, but I perceived it as like it helping him to like travel to places that any of the wolves know really well and have seen really well, like other than like just being able to go to places that he knows. Or is that gateways? Am I crossing things over?
I think you're crossing things over. Yeah,
you might be. He can chase the wolves now by smelling where they go.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
But that's separate from. That's separate from the dream spike, which is the thing that's making the dome.
Oh yeah, gateway. Wait, but okay, so like there was no barrier or visible indication on this side, but if Perrin guessed right, the area where gateways didn't work matched exactly the area covered by the dome in the Wolf Dream. Mm-hmm. That was the dome's purpose, and that was why Slayer guarded it. Okay. It wasn't about hunting the wolves.
This dream spike, let's call it that, is the name that they've given it. It prohibits people from traveling inside the dream world, even though
outside of the dome when they're inside.
Yeah. And it also prohibits gateways from being made. Right. Now, for gateways to be made, you have to like know the area, or you have to know where you're going to go, right? And so I'm wondering, to what connection does traveling through gateways and Tel'aran'rhiod itself, and if the way of you just having to know where you're going, or where you have to like knowing that, if that could be bypassed through creative imagination that says it's real, like traveling in Tel'aran'rhiod is. I don't know. I'm just wondering how the two are connected. I guess traveling in Tel'aran'rhiod.
Why does the dream spike stop gateways from forming in the real world when the dream spike is in the dream world?
Right.
Well, Presumably because it's the same effect, right? That, I mean, it would seem to indicate that to make a gateway, you're using your imagination in the same way that you are when you try to travel from place to place in Tel'aran'rhiod. I guess.
Yeah. See, that's what I'm wondering, and I'm wondering if like if Perrin, or let's say if Egwene, if she's like a super good dreamwalker, if she would be, but it doesn't translate that way. It doesn't mean that
if Perrin could channel, would he be able to make a gateway since he's such a master of the wolf dream?
Yeah, kinda.
I see. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm not sure. I don't know. It's just fun to think about.
Yeah.
For dorks like me.
Agreed.
Let's see. So he's like, Gaul is funny. Gaul says, "You changed, Paranibara." He's like, "It's a good thing. It's good to see you stop protesting about being a chief. It's better to see you command." He's like, and Perrin, "I stopped protesting because I have better things to do, and I don't enjoy being in command. I do it because I have to." And Gaul's like, "Funny shit. Let's do it." I don't know. Perrin's a grump, man. I do it because I have to.
Honestly.
Jumps to Fail. She passes by Flanbester, John Galen, and Merrick Cormer, who are 3 Two Rivers guys. And I will bet you a dozen donuts that those were like writers or like read checkers or people who contributed to the book.
On the same team and don't win another championship.
Oh no! Sorry, stupid thing. Apologies. Continue.
So Perrin has to penetrate the dream spike sphere by forcibly pushing himself through it. So I think even if Perrin could channel, he wouldn't be able to make a gateway because you can't travel in Tel'aran'rhiod through the dream spike either. So I guess at the bottom line, I'm sorry to be stuck on this, but I guess at the bottom line, what this tells us is that when they use their imagination to go from place to place in Tel'aran'rhiod, they are doing the same thing as traveling. I think that's all we can know for sure. Right?
Yes, I agree with that.
Yeah, traveling and moving, traveling in the real world through gateways and traveling in Tel'aran'rhiod via whatever mechanism that is without the one power uses the same mechanism. Okay. And because you can only go through the sphere by pushing your way through physically, like through the bubble, even if Perrin could channel in the real world, he wouldn't be able to travel but he might be able, right? Because he can't travel in the dream world either, because they're the same mechanism. Does that answer your question?
Yeah, it does. But I was thinking, I was taking the dream spike out of the equation, just the relationship between traveling and dreamwalking. I think.
Okay. I thought you were saying if the dream spike was there, would someone who could use their imagination really well be able to sidestep the dream spike sphere? But what you were saying, I guess, is could you use your imagination to go somewhere without knowing what it is if you were an amazing dream traveler in Tel'aran'rhiod?
Correct.
Okay. That's a different question altogether. Yeah. Okay.
Huh. Yeah.
Well, you could easily imagine yourself into somewhere that doesn't exist, so that might be a bad idea.
Right.
That would suck.
Well, I wonder.
Oh my God.
Let's say you. Let's say you've been to the Amerlin study one time, but you go there in the dream world to meet with people.
Yeah.
Do you then know it well enough to travel there? Even if you've only physically been there once?
I think so, because Rand could travel somewhere that he's only been to once. I think we've seen him do that.
Yeah. Okay. Cool.
What is chat saying?
I got a couple more Tai Shars here. I'll just bust them out. Tai Shar, she climbed up, missing swallow. To Tai Shar, quote, the Aes Sedai gathered behind. Okay. Quote, Tai Shar, quote, I'm connected to him. He pulls at me, you see. But it's you see. He's calling
You see. Okay. You got more?
Nope.
All right. He surely did that with pleasure.
Okay.
Tai Shar.
Tai Shar. Bane and Shiad talk shit about Gaul. They're like, hey, Gaul, we brought you some good weapons. We made these. You don't want the ones you have.
We sharpened these. You made them, baby. The gall of those fucking ladies.
Exactly. Thank you.
And Gaul's like, that's so funny. Here, yeah, take my spears. I'll take your stupid spears. Ha ha ha.
I'll take your little spears.
Perrin opens up about being able to see Rand. He tells Fael, he's like, yeah, every time I think about him or say his name or anything, I see where he's at. He's fine and being pulled to him.
I lit a candle. Does this help?
It looks great. Yes.
Just do the rest of the show like this. What?
So he's like, I need to go to the dream world. I need to do this before this freaking trial, if I can. So I need one more day. She's like, you sure? He's like, yeah. Oddly, yeah, I'm super sure. She's like, all right. That's all I want to know. I guess Elias is out hunting for a waygate in the area because he's pretty sure he's going to get attacked.
It wouldn't be.
Yeah.
I hunt for waygates all the time.
Yeah.
Mount a good waygate on my wall.
Why not?
Stuff it and mount it. And tell everybody the story about how I fought to catch that gateway. I'm kidding, sorry. Too far. Ridiculousness. I'm just being silly.
You're fine.
It's been a long day.
Has it been?
It really has. It has. Layla's been quite a lot. Whoosh. So, this is nice. This is a nice change of pace for me.
Nice.
But sorry if I sound like I've been talking to a nonverbal person for most of the past 36 hours, because I have.
No sweat. No sweat.
Hi.
So Perrin gets to the trial. Queen sitting on a throne. She looks pretty good up there. She looks all regal. Perrin hears the charges against him. There are 3. One for the murder of child Lathan, one for the unlawful murder of child Yamwick, and one because he's a dark friend. Yeah, but they're like, well, we can't prove that one, but we're going to put a pin in that one. That one's important anyways.
We'll circle back.
And they're like, and he already admitted being guilty to the other 2. And they pretty much just go through the trial. Bayer gives a pretty good counting of the battle. Yeah, they found him over by the statue. They were in Archer Hawkwing's hand. The wolves came, and 2 of the White Cloaks died. They were Perrin's friends, and one was Hopper, and he reacted accordingly. Morgase is like, well, this under Andoran law, this is not a good excuse to kill people, so you are guilty. Sorry, buddy. And he's like, fine. I will. I'll do what you want. As soon as the last battle's over, whatever you say the punishment is, Glad, because Morgase is like, Glad, this is your deal. You sentence him. And Perrin's like, yep. But I have to go to the last battle first, and then I'll do my sentence. Glad's like, you promise?
Can we just defer my sentencing though, and just until after, just a little bit longer? I promise I will totally turn myself in after the last battle.
You can trust me.
Yeah,
I'm totally not a dark friend. And he says, okay, so if you pinky promise, and he's like, I do. He's like, all right, fine. And Perrin's like, wait a minute, you didn't tell me what the punishment was. He's like, no, I didn't. Ba-ba! Galad's got the cards. So that's pretty much how it ends.
Yeah.
He is found guilty, but it's a deferred punishment, I suppose.
Yeah. Who was that guy that was giving him, giving Galad, I think it was, some shit about it being deferred? And he was like, that's not cool. That's not a smart idea. And Galad was like, no, it's fine because this reason, that reason. And
yeah, he was talking
the white
to
cloaks and the Shan Shan, like, we'll still be able to get him on the battlefield kind of thing. Right?
And that's actually in this last chapter. Is when they have that
oh,
but yeah, they
okay,
just
never mind.
Yeah,
we're not there yet. That's why. Okay.
But I mean, any thoughts about the trial? Any thoughts about Morghese or Barrelane having the hots for Galad?
No, I really hadn't thought much about Barrelane necessarily, like, and the hots for Galad. I was just happy to read that, like, they had, like, her and Fael had been doing what they needed to do to kind of get everybody to just shut up about the rumors. And so anyway, but as far as Morghese goes, she I thought she was very fair and did what I expected her to do, and I think what Galad expected her to do too. I think she was really just, like, honest and, you know, like, acted like a queen. And I mean, he did kill 2 people. He admitted to being guilty to those things. Like, so regardless of if he's guilty or not of the 3rd one, like, you're in trouble. You're in some trouble, boy. So, I mean, I thought it was, like, really just acting like the royal queen that she is, you know? Diplomatic, I guess, is the word I'm looking for. It's diplomatic.
Well, she does this little trickaroo. She says, quote, I rule the incident subject to the Caner Protocol.
So
isn't like, oh, is that the law that governs mercenaries? And she's like, you betcha.
Tis
so
indeed.
It turns out that it says, quote, she has ruled that our altercation was a brawl between unemployed mercenary groups. Essentially, the ruling states there were no innocents in the clash. You are not therefore charged with murder. Instead, you have killed illegally. And there is a difference, but the punishment is still death.
Could be still death.
Could still be death.
So I got a little bit of, like, Gareth Bryn vibes here with the like not assigning a punishment right away. Isn't that like what Gareth Bryn essentially did to Swan?
Yeah, there was. It was.
So it's just funny that, like,
yeah,
it's just funny that Gawain is sort of Bryn's protege, and now he's been put in the same situation that Bryn was. I don't know. Kind of cheap.
You mean?
I mean, Galad. Sorry, yeah, Galad. A little cheap feeling, but also, like, funny.
Do you guys have any idea what this punishment might be?
I mean, I think it depends on if we get to the last battle or not.
I think he's going to make him go out back and choose his own switch. And it's going to be 50 lashes for each death, probably.
Perrin Goldeneyes, this is going to hurt me more than it hurts you.
That's
yeah.
right.
And I'm not really mad. I'm just disappointed.
Just disappointed in you.
Just disappointed.
So that's how it ends. Galad's like, nope, I didn't tell you what the punishment is, and walks away. The final chapter we are doing tonight is chapter 35.
Oh, yeah, okay. Oh, I don't know why I didn't realize it was 3 chapters. It was only 3 chapters, I guess.
4. 2, 3, 32, 33, 34.
Oh,
35.
I just missed 32. Okay,
Yeah.
that's fine.
Yeah, you missed 32, yeah.
Yeah, okay. So, Okay, real quick. I have a Taishar.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, the women said, kneeling before him.
Nice.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. That's all I've got. I didn't get a whole lot. This one.
So it starts. This chapter is chapter 35. It's called The Right Thing. It has the wolf icon associated with Perrin, but this is Egwene's point of view.
It's the spin-off New Kids on the Block song. The right thing.
The right thing.
Yeah.
I want
Josh doesn't know
the right thing.
Yeah. Tell me why.
But they're pretty much. She's just this is kind of a silly. We don't even need it. She's just saying, "Hey, you ready for the trap? We're gonna set the trap. All right, we're gonna set the trap. All right, I'm gonna go to sleep. We're gonna set that trap." And that's pretty much it. But they say that they are going to. And it says, send Gawain another messenger, one with a more politely worded letter. Ask him to return. Don't order him. Knowing Sylviana's opinion of Gawain, Egwene was sure the original letter had been brusque. Yeah. But she says, I suspect that Gawain is delaying his reply to be difficult. Sylviana doesn't like Gawain. I don't understand it. Gawain's pretty cool. Then it jumps to Perrin. And Perrin is riding back from the trial. He is beat. He's like, man, stress really is a thing. It makes me tired. You got bags under my eyes. What's up? The trial was a victory of sorts. But the men are kind of grumpy. Everyone doesn't see it as a victory. And Gaul says that this is 2 silver points. He's like, this is the second time you brought your army down. Third time, everyone loses honor. Man, you don't know this? He's like, no, I don't know that. It's weird.
Sorry, man.
I don't know your weird ways. But yeah, they've gone. He's like, yeah, don't bring an army to a nothing fight. Fael's a little pissed. She's like, all right, husband. What the fuck? And Perrin lets it right back. She's like, I married a fool. And he's like, I'm no fool, woman. He roared back. I would love to. I'd just love to see Perrin just screaming at his wife, right? We all love it when that one couple just does not care that there's an audience. I'm like, God damn it, I told you 5 fucking times. Anyway, and you're like, oh my God, that came out of your mouth to that person you love? That's weird.
I hate it when couples fight around. It's so uncomfortable.
But she's into it. He could smell it on her. Sorry. And he's like, I'm going to the Wolf Dream, which is like the Wolf Brother bar. I think he's like, I'm going to the Wolf Dream. I'm done with this shit. I'm going to hang out with my friends, play darts.
Really?
But he says, I'm going to either destroy that dome or.
It's the American Legion. The American Legion of
right.
Randland.
The Elks. The Elks Lodge is right next to the Wolf Dream Lodge.
Wolf's Club.
Yeah. She asks sincerely and nicely if there's anything. Can I do anything to help you face him? And she says, if you watch over them while I'm gone, that will help. He's like, what happens if he kills you while you're there? And he doesn't reply. He's like, well, I'm pretty sure it's Lord Luke. Remember how weird he smelled? And when I hurt Slayer, he was hurt. Just like, yeah, it's weird. And he says it's all coming back around. He said where he found a gnome in the cage was like a week's ride there in Geldon. He's like, man. Do you think he's right? Is this all like circling back on? Look at that horny cat.
What?
This is the male cat for what it's worth, but yes.
Oh, behind you. I was like, where? That took me a minute. Where's the cat?
He's hunting a mosquito.
Oh my gosh, so cute.
Or a fly, I don't know what it is.
I was just staring at the wall. Don't mind me. I'm just doing my thing.
Staring at ghosts.
So cute.
Staring at ghosts.
Oh, I love black cats. Black kitties are the best.
He's not black, he's gray, but
Baron does
well,
say,
he looks black.
he's blue-gray. Ash.
He's a blue
Baron
cat.
says that there are no
match our
coincidences.
furniture.
He says, no coincidences, Fael, not with me. I'm here for a reason. He's here for a reason. This is something we've been saying the whole time, or at least I have been, that there is no coincidence with Severin. And I think maybe Perrin is grasping this now with all these circumstances, with the White Cloaks, with the battle, with the Spike and all this stuff.
It does seem that way, doesn't it?
And Rand. I mean, imagine every time you thought of me, Josh, you could see what I was doing.
I would try not to think of you past 9 p.m.
But you couldn't help it sometimes.
You're like, oh my god. But then just the mere fact of you knowing kind of what their schedule is, oh no, he always takes the shit at 9 a.m. Don't think about him at 9 a.m. And then you'll always think about it at 9 a.m.
Yeah. You're like, oh, he's on the toilet doing Wordle.
We're doing Wordle. I just started Wordle yesterday. I love it. I'm getting Ryan into it too. It's so fun.
Welcome to the Wordle madness.
Welcome to the world of Wordle. All right, we're gonna try to switch Bluetooth. So give me a hot second. I'll be
okay. We switched to Galad. And Galad is being here's the Taishar here.
Galad.
Galad is quote knuckles clenched on the P or on the hold on. Knuckles clenched on the poo.
The poo?
Well, it's pommel, but P-O.
On
the palm. On the poo. On the po. Knuckles clenched on the po. And Byer's like, you shouldn't have let him go. It wasn't right. And Galad's like, yeah, no. Actually, you're starting to be a bit insubordinate, and it's pissing me off. It's like, fine, you're right. He's like, well, I believe in, and yeah, if he lies, we can just hunt him down. No big deal. He's like, we're gonna strike camp. We're going for Lugard, where we can recruit and resupply, and then go on to Andor.
Nice.
He talks to Bonehold. He's all, hey, Bonehold, you're a little quiet. He's like, are you mad at me too? And he's like, I don't know, man. I don't know. He says, quote, I've believed it for so long that Abara had killed my father, and yet, seeing how Jera acts, remembering his description, there is no evidence. It frustrates me to admit it, Galad, but I have no proof. He did kill Lathan and Yamwick. However, he killed children, so he is a dark friend. He's like, well, I killed a child, and people said I was a dark friend. And he's like, but that was different. He's like, well, you know what? I got to think about this shit. Hello, welcome back, Puppet.
I mean, it is cool that Galad is a more complicated character, you know?
Mm-hmm. Well, he it ends here where it says life is not so easy as the toss of his coin, his mother had said, one side or the other, your simple illusion. And this is what we've always known about Galad, right? Is that once he figures out what's right, then he is pretty much single-minded in this direction. And now he's getting these challenges to it.
Yeah.
Hello?
Not my hand.
Yes? So he he's kind of, doing his thing. Finally we get Perrin. And Perrin is in the wolf dream. He's smelling flowers, they're awesome.
Finally we get Perrin.
Finally.
These are heavy Perrin chapters.
Well, this is the final POV.
Yeah, but Perrin has gotten awesomer. Has he not?
Little teeny tiny bit. I'll give you that. A little teeny weensy bit better. A little bit more interesting.
I feel like he's gotten a lot cooler.
He still wears the pants, and I mean, he only just now puts his foot down about anything. I do know some things.
Also, the illness so strong.
It's hard to hear you, Ryan.
Yeah, you guys are both breaking up.
Yeah, it's hard to hear
Oh,
both of you.
really?
Let's try this.
You have to put that in your other ear. And maybe the speaker is only on this one. Okay.
Crackling. Snap crackling.
Are you guys there?
I think we lost them.
I think we did too. Okay.
Showbow.
So Perrin is in the dream world.
Mm-hmm.
He's like him and Hopper. They're like, all right, we gotta go to the center here.
Okay, can you hear
There
us?
you go. Yep.
We can hear you again. Yep.
All right. Sorry about that.
That's okay.
Ain't no thing.
There were a bunch of wolves are joining in. Oak Dancer. Her pack is only 3. There's Sparks. There's Boundless. There's Oak Dancer.
Oak Dancer herself is what it says. Like
Their sending is that Slayer must fall for what he's done. Together we are strong. Young bulls should not hunt such dangerous prey alone.
Mm-hmm.
He's like, all right, let's go. He gets pretty much shifts to where they're at.
Bloop, bloop.
And then suddenly he felt something, a small tremble in the ground. And then there's Slayer. There's the Slayer starts changing shit on him. Aaron's like, that ain't real. That ain't real. Shit, that ain't real. Starts chasing him around. He's got his hammer with him. Slayer sinks into the ground at one point. Just goes right like a ghost, like Casper or something. And I don't know. He says, "How is the dome created, Luke? Show me and leave. I will let you depart." And Slayer's like, "Bold words, cub." And then Slayer kills a wolf. What was that?
I
Hopper?
hated that.
This was awful. This was so awful.
Oh, you guys are
This
such
was so
dog owners.
sad.
Hopper
Oh,
went
shut
flying
up,
with a whimper of pain,
John.
tossed him
Just
20
dog
feet.
owners.
Tossed some 20 feet to the side.
Yeah, Slayer was strong in control over this world. Perrin's hammer felt sluggish whenever he swung it, as if the air itself was thicker. Oak Dancer was dead.
Oak Dancer was dead.
I thought you said Coke Dancer.
Slayer is scared. He starts to smell a little fear because Perrin's right on his booty. They go to the place with the white cloaks and make camp, and then Slayer just despairs. Slayer wasn't there, but he smelled where he had gone. He follows him and he can't find him, but he gets the spike. It was Hopper who had seen him, right? The wounded wolf, still trailing blood, lay beside the object. It was obviously some sort of terrain rail. It appeared to be made of dozens upon dozens of fine wire-like bits of metal pieces woven together like a braid. It was about 2 handspans long and was driven point first into the soft earth.
What is a handstand?
Oh. So Sparks is free. She said, yeah, I'm free. So go, get rid of it, blah, blah, blah. That's, I don't know. So what did you think? He said he's going to take the spike someplace safe, someplace where Slayer couldn't find it. Is that going to stay in the dream world, or is he going to take it outside of the dream world?
It is here in its reality. I love that.
Mm-hmm.
And it takes a wolf to say that. It's cool.
Sparks. So yeah, he gets the dream spike. That's about it.
Yeah.
Anything else in that chapter?
I don't think so. You know, I've got Carrie's notes right here because they were so good. Yeah, she writes such great notes, and I was like, oh my gosh, there's so many different things that happen with Perrin. I got confused earlier, anyways. So Carrie's notes are awesome.
Is there anything you want to share?
I mean, I think we went through everything. It's like she's very straightforward about like the facts of what has happened, and so yeah, no, Slayer ran for the first time, smelled afraid. Perrin kept following him, but lost him. Sparks found the Changral that was controlling the dome. Didn't know how to turn it off, but was able to make the dome shift. He wanted to take this spike of metal somewhere where Slayer couldn't find it.
Yeah, I love that shifting in the dream world with the spike moves the dome, which is how it ends up in Tarvalon.
Yeah.
I love that the page number too here is 555.
Okay.
What does that mean?
Have you ever smoked 555s back in the day that any of you smoked cigarettes?
No.
555s, Asian cigarette brand. They're really good.
Ooh.
The beaties, were they considered beaties?
No, they're normal. No, they're filtered cigarettes.
Weird. I've literally never heard of that, seen it.
555s.
Yeah.
I haven't either. Yeah, I don't.
Is it a Florida
I don't recognize
thing?
that brand at all.
No, it's a California thing.
No.
I always, yeah.
I don't think so. I don't think so.
I got them in California all the time from the Asian market.
Oh, see, okay.
No, this is what
You
you,
gotta
know
go to
what
the Asian
this
market.
is. This is something that Josh knows because he always finds obscure, crazy, cool shit like this, and then he's like the only one that actually like really knows about it. So he's probably the only one in California that ever bought them.
No, Josh goes to neighborhoods where all the stores are in different languages. That's like he's like happy there.
I'm surprised you didn't just harvest the tobacco yourself after growing it. And, you know, roll it up and make your own homemade cigarettes. Or did you? Is that why everyone's quiet? You did do that? You grow your own tobacco at any point, Josh?
In Florida I have, but yeah, that was a different kind than the tobacco.
Okay, you're right. Holy shit. Okay.
That's why he was quiet. There was
He's
some,
like,
some essence
where's the joke in this?
Of
course
Of
course I grew my own tobacco.
Obviously. That's what
You know, the image of Perrin shifting around 4 leagues with this enormous dome flying over him is like the coolest little
it is
Mary
cool.
Poppins kind of thing.
Umbrella.
Yeah.
But he's got an enormous dome umbrella, and he's practically perfect in every way.
Oh my gosh.
That's really funny.
Is there anything else in these chapters, guys?
No, just kind of like action, and then plot moves forward.
Yeah, and I think we should maybe think about writing a parody song about Perrin and how he knows nothing.
Oh, just a spoonful of raw meat. Let's the.
No, I don't.
Slayer
You didn't hear
come
the
to-
thing. I was telling them about the Jon Snow parody song,
Oh yeah.
and just anyway, there's just a part in this chapter where Perrin's like it sounded to me like he's basically saying like I do know some things because he's just
You know nothing. Okay. Yeah.
anyways.
Slayer Claus is coming to town.
Slayer Claus is coming.
Yes.
Write a song.
Yes.
It would be so much fun. People would love to hear a song from you. that Watt Idol. Is it Watt Idol?
Mm-hmm.
Watt Idol gets really big every year, right? I have not participated in it. But anyways, sorry, am I rambling?
You're nervous by the silence, so.
Oh yeah, I'm feeling
You're
it.
like, Jesus, someone's talk, please, or I'm gonna
Someone
just
needs
keep
to
going.
interrupt me.
So next week we are doing 5 chapters, 36 through 40. It's 68 pages. I think we can do it, guys. Seeing how Josh already read half of them, it should be no.
I did.
Problem.
Yeah, we have it ready. So, sorry.
Oh yeah, because Josh is the slow reader.
Hey Josh, when you get to 41, stop, okay?
Okay. 41.
41.
Yeah.
41.
Wait,
41?
stop at 41 or read 41?
Stop at 41. We're reading 5 chapters, 36 through 40.
This is my
36 through 40. Okay.
all right.
So don't read.
Nice. Well, guys, sorry about all the issues this show. We'll try and figure this out before next show for sure. But before we go, don't forget, Luz Jr. has an Etsy shop where you can buy such amazing shirts such as. Oh, sorry, honey. The red arms, or I like oddities. They got a bunch more. Stunning.
Yeah, sorry, honey.
You want to look like
no, nobody wants to.
you want to look. You want to look like you got beef arms.
Oh my god!
Look at these
Those
arms.
beef arms.
Look at
those little.
it. Is flattering in every way.
You want to look like you're wearing your boyfriend's night shirt after sex?
Yeah.
It's a little big. That's fine. I like swimming in my clothes.
No, but I love that print. I hadn't seen that shirt that you're wearing, Dan.
I like it.
Did you get that at JordanCon?
No, Luz Jr. made this and he sent it to us.
Oh
Yeah.
my
like
gosh!
Yeah.
That's awesome. Yeah, I haven't seen that one. Did you get one of those? You know, wearing it?
I'm wearing it.
Oh, the
wearing
red
the one you gave me. Yeah.
Oh, got you.
All right, hold on, guys. I have something to show. Someone on Instagram just basically exposed my past. I got doxxed, basically.
Yeah.
It's very upsetting.
Oh my.
So yeah, what we're looking at here is
This is when you were tiny.
I know I was a child actor.
He's itty bitty. Baby Ryan.
I wanted this part of my life to be, private. I don't want to capitalize on the fame. Oh, sorry, honey. I don't want to capitalize on the fame, right? By playing such a big part.
Your mustache was the exact same size as it is now. Every other part of you is mini.
And it had like a Trump tie, but it was like it's the same size. I just grew into it.
Yeah,
Creepy.
but he can't. I mean, he was born with that stash. He was a little, and the head of hair, right?
And so this is
that
by B.H. Blankenship. Maybe we know this person. I hope so. Maybe they're in chat right now, and you just have a different name.
Cloris Leachman.
Yeah, I don't know. Me and Cloris. I had a sign. We had an intimacy coach, for this scene because she is anally handling me. But yeah. But
Ryan, did you guys use coconut oil?
No. It's movie grade, baby.
None needed.
Movie
Dan.
grade.
None needed.
No, why? The bottle said Weinstein on it, I think. Yeah, we got the Harvey. They get the Harvey lube.
Accurate.
Yeah. Straight from the source.
You're sure that wasn't just on the baby
Cha-ching.
oil?
So
Ryan, this
I
is
mean,
the greatest show we've ever done.
yeah. And Josh is ashamed of my past,
He's all,
the success I have.
out.
Like I'm independently wealthy.
That was disgusting, Ryan. I never want to see that picture ever again.
Baby Ryan. Oh.
Cloris Leachman anally sodomizing Ryan with her fist?
Yes, the sodomization.
So right here, I'm telling her this is the pinnacle of her narrative arc. This is end of second scene, going into the third act, and I'm breaking down. I don't want to give any spoilers away, but this is my grand opus.
It looks
That
like
scene
you
right
guys
there.
are discussing which person in the party you are going to introduce to be your third for the evening.
Ooh, I like that. I like that. Or to be like,
it's that dude underneath, that dude with the beard and the big forehead.
I'm seriously gonna search far and wide for that tiny puppet, so I don't have to lug this big ass thing around. I'll be able to do like 4 or 5 hour shows, no problem with that little bit. Boy, so funny.
All right, wrap it, Ryan.
Yeah, well, hey, again, another amazing show of the Leaf Cast, brought to you by the Way of the Leaf.
Way of the Leaf.
Like, subscribe, support our sponsors. We're gonna do a game night soon. We'll tell you, right? We keep saying it. We're gonna do it, and then
I want to do it. Well, JordanCon came and went, and now everybody should be back.
JordanCon came.
Yeah.
All right.
Oh. No, it's okay.
And as always,
Bella!